The clamshell is an exercise that I get asked about a lot because it's common in physical therapy clinics. And while it's not part of the protocol of core balance training, it may be appropriate for you, and we'll talk about why. So the clamshell is a very low-level exercise that is most appropriate for activating the gluteal muscles, the glutes, the gluteus maximus, and the deeper muscles as well. If you have gluteal amnesia or just don't have much connection or awareness of your glutes, meaning they're pretty much turned off, then this exercise might be appropriate for you. It does target the glutes really well if you use a specific body positioning. It is something that I did one of my theses on in physical therapy school, is the best exercises for glute activation. So this is one of them. And so we're going to get into side lying position. And the exact position that you want to be in is a position of 90 degrees knee flexion, so a right angle, and 60 degrees hip flexion. So pretty open hips. So with hip angle, 45 degrees would be about right here. 90 degrees would be about here, so it's more open than 90 degrees, but not quite 45 degrees. That is the optimal angle for clamshells. And now the most important thing with positioning for clamshells, that really determines which muscles you're going to be using, is whether you're rolled forward or back. If you roll back to do this exercise, you're going to be bringing in hip flexor muscles like the TFL, and I can feel my TFL working right now. So with this 90-60 degree hip and knee angle, I want to be rolled forward, at least perpendicular to the sky, or maybe even more, so that my butt's sticking up a little bit, and feel like I'm bringing my knee back. And so you're not going to be able to lift your knee as high, but now I feel it completely in my glutes. And so this really specifically targets the glute muscles and activates them, but it's not really going to get me stronger for doing something like squats, because I'm only lifting my body weight. And so use this for muscle activation. And of course, you're going to want to do it on both sides. And there are ways to progress this exercise. And so one thing you can do is a double clamshell, where you're coming up onto your bottom leg. So it's doing the same motion. And you really want to be aware that you're not rolling back with this one as well. You want to stay perpendicular to the sky. And so this is a way to actually target the lower side glute. So this would be my left glute much more, because I'm lifting my entire body weight. And that would be a way to strengthen the glute. It's called a super clam. And then the other thing you can do is get a stretchy band and put it around your thighs. And this one, anytime you're adding higher intensity to this motion, your positioning becomes even more important. So 90, 60, and rolled forward. So imagine bringing your shoulder forward, and so now I can do it against resistance. And so this, I am going to feel it a little more intensely on my glute. Is it as much as doing my body weight to do a functional motion? Not quite, but it very specifically targets those muscles, and the benefit of that is that you are not going to be compensating as much as you may be doing other more complex exercises. So this is really great for people who need to activate their glutes. And like I mentioned, make sure you do it on both sides. And so go ahead and give it a try if this is appropriate for you.
If you enjoyed this exercise lesson and you want to learn more like this, there is a 7-day free trial of core balance training, which takes you through a series of exercise lessons to help you build your core engagement to support your spine and get out of back pain. So check that out. And if not, you can always subscribe to our channel on YouTube. And we talk about a different topic related to back pain every week. So I'll be back next week. And until then, get down on the floor and connect to your core.